Hi, everyone. Welcome to Fat Mascara. I'm Jen Sullivan.
I'm Jessica Matlin. How are you?
Good. And we have a special guest in the virtual studio, Miss Ellie Dixon.
Ellie Dixon.
Thank you guys for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Welcome to Fat Mascara, like live in the studio.
I know. It's so exciting.
Thank you for coming. You look so cute with your little white headphones.
Thank you.
If the name's not familiar to listeners, then you haven't been listening all summer. Ellie has been with us as our intern from UCLA. Yes. Though right now you're in North Carolina still, right?
Yes, I am. I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Summer break's about to be over, but Ellie's here because she's been working on a little segment. Shouldn't say little, that diminishes it. She's been working on a huge, important, potent segment for Fat Mascara.
Very important, yes.
So we're going to do that after the news, so definitely stick around for that. But for now, let's just get into the show. How you doing, Jess?
I'm okay. We are fully back into the swing of things. Summer is over. I feel like beauty event season is in full swing.
Fashion week just wrapped today.
Tons of events. Things are hardcore right now with all of the Moda events, and Fashion Week is like the main event, the main course, I was about to say, at Moda. We had this incredible styling suite at Casa Cipriani here in New York.
Suites are hot this Fashion Week, I've noticed.
It's
what
all
was yours
about the pop-up and the styling suite. So we had a styling suite, which means that people can come and shop and see the clothes. Moda is an online retailer, but we had a pop-up so people could see the clothes in real life and the beauty and the jewelry, and that was really exciting. And then we also had a complete spa takeover with 111 Skin. So that was absolutely incredible, and I was very excited because I got to go and get a little treatment.
And you invited other people for treatments, right?
Yes, of course. It wasn't the Jess Matlin treatment show, but our clients
Imagine you pitched it to your boss that way. We're going to do a pop-up suite so I can get a facial.
I'm going to get a facial. We'll film it. It'll be great. Our clients came in for treatments, people who at the spa came in for 111 treatments, but it was fantastic. And Sylvia, who works with 111 Skin, I went in and we were talking about really just how much, this is not news to folks, but I want to reiterate just how much the neck really gets a beating.
Wait, so Sylvia's an esthetician, right?
Yeah, Sylvia is an esthetician. Sylvia New York is her Instagram handle. We'll link to her. But she's worked with the brand for, I think, 11 years. And we were talking about how much the neck really takes a beating. And the neck, I'm pointing to my chest here. I got to take an anatomy 101 class, but the neck really starts in between your boobs.
Wait, you're saying the French face, if you will, the décolletage, for you, it's the center sternum of your body all the way up to your chin.
And we were
not just the part that a turtleneck covers.
Yes, exactly.
Okay,
and we were I was sitting on the spa bed and she was like, look down. And really that muscle that starts, I know some people who are more well-educated about anatomy are probably no, Jess, but I'm sitting there and you're straining when you're looking down at your computer, you're straining that muscle and you're straining your back, and all of that skin is getting slackened and you're straining that. So we had a long conversation about that. And the reason why that came up was we were talking about A, the fact that my neck hurt, but B, she had these masks, the 111 Skin, I call it the black line, but it's their most advanced line. It's the Black Diamond line, and it has really their most anti-aging collection. It's a 2-piece mask, which looks like, honestly, it looks like evening wear. It looks like avant-garde evening wear. One piece goes on your chest, and then there's a little turtleneck strap that goes around your neck. It comes in the same box. It's so cool looking. Honestly, it looks like something that...
A little dicky?
It looks like a helmet, like a Helmut Newton. It looks like something somebody would wear on a Helmut Newton photograph. It's so chic and weird looking. It's also really cooling and kind of comfortable.
Are you just going to take all your meetings with the 111 chest and neck mask on from now on?
It would look sick on a Zoom. It's so cool looking. But anyway, I wore that. It was really comfortable. You wear it for 15 minutes. And I'm not saying anything you guys don't know, but these masks, I'm not a fan of the slippy slidey mask, but these kind of biocellulose masks that really hang on.
It's stick, yeah.
That stick you can actually walk around and do things with. They are pressing ingredients into the skin. You do see a difference. That's why I like their under eye masks and just those kind of masks in general.
Yeah.
Because you really do see a difference and you can actually function while you're wearing them. So this was a win for me. It was a facial I actually saw a difference in, and I've been using their products since they came out, but it just kind of reinvigorated my obsession with their masks. So
does she generally, when she does a facial, I've been noticing this more, that the facials are getting lower and lower. Like you're taking your bra, like they're working from, the top of your breasts all the way up, where it used to be just kind of your face.
That's a really good point, Jen. Yes, I think they're, to your point, yes, they're like the middle of the back, the lower.
Like you're getting a massage even in your traps sometimes, because like I feel like we all hold so much tension there because we're looking at a phone or we're looking at a computer, and the skin is just like taut all the time.
When are you not looking down these days? It's horrible.
When I use my riser to look at my laptop, which I've raised up to eye level per my physical therapist. There you go.
Well, smart.
She knows, and so
Smart.
does.
And when you look down, do you notice you make a little scowl?
I just got Botox, so I don't know if I'm making it, but maybe.
But you get what I'm saying. When people look down,
if you were to stick out your lower jaw in front of your front jaw, that like tension that comes from your chin all the way down, you know that feeling? That's, I think, that muscles, the platysmas that connect from your chin all the way to your clavicle, they just like engage.
Yes, and down to where she was pointing to, like the middle of it. It all goes down to like the middle of your sternum.
Wow, we really did. I did make an anatomy lesson of that. Sorry. But yes, I agree.
Yeah, sorry. I mean, like we're like 7 minutes into this. I just meant to say that we had this amazing pop-up at Casa Cipriani. But I learned so much, and you don't need to use them every day. And I know we all talk about masks and single-use products, and we all have very, I think, valid feelings about these kind of things. But I think these masks really do work. And I think when employed at the right moments, I think they're a really nice tool.
Ooh, well, congrats on your pop-up. I almost called it a blow-up, a pop-up.
It was a blowout pop-up.
Yes.
Blowout pop-up at Casa Cipriani. So congratulations to everyone who helped put that together.
Yeah, and so today's the last day of New York Fashion Week. As you know, we record a couple days before we publish. So next week, we'll do a little bit more on what happened here at New York Fashion Week, how it affected beauty. But we're going to get into the news now. Ellie's sticking around, of course. Let's do it.
All right, you ready for some news?
I'm ready.
It was the first day of school last week, at least here where I am. I read a piece in Days Digital that a lot of folks, I can't speak for the teens around me, hired makeup artists for their first day of school. Jen.
Not a lot of folks, I hope.
Okay, maybe I shouldn't say a lot. Yeah, that was my own editorial. It was my own editorializing, which I don't know. Maybe that was too much. Some folks
hired a makeup artist.
Yes, but we do know they linked to several TikToks. This is true. I'm going to go with this. Many people got up very early to really like bust out and do like a full look. And I can tell you, the first day of school, I went to Starbucks at 3:30.
The first day of school in Hoboken, New Jersey?
Yes. And I did say this to Jeff. I said, I was behind a group of girls and I thought that they were much older than they were because it was like a vibe. It was an energy. And then when they sat down, I realized that they were probably about 12 years old. They were like a gang of them. And it was the hair and it was the nails because their nails were like very long tips.
And this, you thought made them look like older teens than tweens.
So I don't think they all got their nails and hair done professionally, but I just think there's a look and there's a standard that we've spoken about many times before on the show. We don't need to go on and on and on, but the bar has been raised.
Yeah, you know how I was just on Casey Lewis's After School podcast? We were talking about first day of school. Nails came up a lot because actually I was doing a lot of like TikTok research before that episode to prepare. A lot of people were like, I don't always get a nail set because they're expensive to get a proper set of acrylics, gels, powder dip, whatever you want. But it's a sort of a back to school treat for a lot of young girls and women in the States. And so like, you have your new backpack, your new outfit. And then at least for the first 3 weeks of school, you got like a chill manicure. But a makeup artist is that's a lot.
I mean,
like what's call time for a makeup artist for a high school student's makeup?
Well,
like
on some of the
4 a.m.?
TikToks I saw on some of the TikToks, I swear to God, it said like, I got up at 1 a.m. to do, no, I mean, Jen, I think that like, this was like,
it's
an
the select
exception
group
to the
that was
rule.
contentifying their day and are probably
Yeah.
already a TikTok influencer of sorts. Yeah.
I mean,
oh
you'd
my
be-
gosh. It's too funny.
I know, it's, yeah, it's wild. So anyway, I just report the news. Okay. Next up, e.l.f. just dropped their first album. Yes, e.l.f., the record label. e.l.f. is really, I want to say they're having a moment. I think that e.l.f. has exceeded having a moment. I think e.l.f. is just doing a great job. I think it seems like I'm so impressed with this brand. So they have an album called Get Ready with Music. Get Ready with Music, like Get Ready with Me, like you get it?
Yeah, we get it.
Yeah. Okay. So they've done a lot on TikTok with, Get Ready With Me videos, and it always has like different music. But now they're actually have an album which has different artists that they're giving visibility to, which I think is fantastic. And I think the larger point is that they're trying to be bigger than just beauty. And e.l.f. has always been about culture. And I think that's great. I think that's cool.
This reminds me, the podcast Who Weekly?
Mm-hmm.
They have like an ongoing bit about celebrities who are hired or singers who are hired to do jingles. But
Yeah.
So how the jingles have actually become so good that they're like songs in themselves.
Yeah.
And sometimes they're a little tongue-in-cheek and funny, like let's all acknowledge I'm talking about Dunkin' Donuts right now or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But e.l.f.'s is weird because it's a little bit of that. These aren't not jingles, if you will, that they're creating music for e.l.f., but they're also just like banging songs.
Like good songs, yeah.
Yeah. Like the lines have blurred.
Yeah, I think that they know their audience and they're giving visibility to artists who might not get it otherwise.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think they want to be bigger than beauty. And I think that's really ambitious. And I think
Use your marketing dollars, e.l.f. We like it. Keep that up for Q3 and 4.
All right. Pivoting to a completely different sort of brand and idea, let's talk about Hermès. Hermès just dropped. Okay, can we say Hermès dropped? I know that feels a bit weird.
Hermès unveiled? Debut.
Unveiled, revealed.
Debut. I want to go with debut.
Debut. I like that.
Feels French.
All right, so let's go with debut, Jen. So they just debuted their new fragrance, which is hotly anticipated. It's called Barania. Now, we got the press release, and it starts out with a piece of prose. Now, I have to tell you, a lot of press releases start out with very flowery language, but this one gripped me.
Oh.
Yeah, I was like, this is interesting. Sometimes it says like in a world or, that sort of
like
thing.
It's a movie.
No, not in a world, but
in
you know
a
what I mean.
world where
A lot of
horses have leather trimmings and your garden grows beautifully. Go ahead.
Sometimes a lot of press releases, and it's not a neg on any brand, but there's a sort of a formula. This, I was like, oh, this is different. This is interesting. It started out with a piece of prose from the French author, Maria Porchet. Now, I'm not going to claim to have known her work. Maybe she's very famous. I'm sorry, someone can educate me on this. But I was like, this is interesting. So I looked her up. Famous French author. And it's about this enigmatic woman who's so comfortable in her skin. She's very confident, but she's very real. Now, a little just quick aside, I did know about this fragrance for some time now because we are carrying it at my work. So I'm like, okay, and I saw a little video and I was like, okay, this is all about like a cool, confident woman. But once I read this thing, it all really came together. So I'm going to just read you a few little blippies. This is the narrator's point of view. This is what Maria Porchet
Okay, give
wrote.
us the vibe. This is the vibe of the new Hermès fragrance.
Okay, and I was gripped. I searched for something to say, but nothing that could have been better than the silence that this woman inhabited so comfortably, with no effort or interference. ... I realized she carried her beauty the same way she carried that leather bag, with a carefree sense of oneness. I now knew for certain that I could not photograph this woman, that she would remain impervious to all attempts at capture. Because she brought life to the space, transformed it, swept me up in her wake. Because she was not a model, she was a phenomenon. I really liked that, Jen.
She was a phenomenon.
Yes. So the campaign and the fragrance is not about sex appeal. It's not about like whimsy or
No explosions per previous episode when I explained there's lots of explosions in fragrance. This woman doesn't explode.
no.
She sizzles.
It's about like just self-assurance and confidence, knowing yourself.
What does this smell like? What does self-assurance and confidence smell like, Jess?
Oh, I knew we were going to have to get to that, right? It smells like a sheep. And if some of you are like, wait, what? A sheep? Like a ba?
That word, yeah.
A baba?
In English, when you
Yeah.
say it, it's always like you
I
have to
know.
spell it for everybody. C-H, yes,
C-H-Y-P-R-E.
Y-P-R-E.
So a sheep is a very mossy scent. It's an oak moss, a patchouli. It's for kind of leathery, which makes sense for an Hermès fragrance. This is actually Hermès's first sheep ever, which is really unusual. When I think of a sheep, when I smell a sheep, it takes me back to, and I mean this in the nicest way, takes me back to a fragrance that is old-fashioned. It takes me back to a fragrance from like the 80s, not in a bombastic Elizabeth Taylor way, and I love an Elizabeth Taylor fragrance, but this kind of fragrances my mother wore, or like a 1970s fragrance, something that is confident, you know it's there, but chic, almost like something that like Charlotte Rampling would wear, something that is...
Bianca Jagger on a horse at a disco. Like I have on like a checked blazer, but a lame silver dress underneath.
Yes. Something that is, this woman knows herself and she's wearing a fragrance, but she's going about her day.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm frankly surprised this isn't in Hermès's repertoire. Christine Nagel, the perfumer, is a confident, cool woman herself. I'm not surprised that she did this. But I also think we're going to be seeing more copycat sheeps.
You and I have been calling for the sheep comeback for, I want to say like a year now.
Right?
Because I know you and I both have a, Calyx is a sheep, right? Prescriptive's Calyx.
I don't want
A
to...
lighter one.
I don't want to confirm
they're-
because I need to look at it.
Yeah, but there's just...
It's green. I know that.
It's a category that the ambers had a big moment and big florals and gourmand. We had a huge gourmand moment. Like,
Yeah.
come on, sheep. We're pulling for you.
Yeah, this is not a cutie pie fragrance, and this is not a skin scent. Like, well, you got to be really close to me to smell it. Like, no. This is. I like fragrance, but I don't want to offend anybody.
I know. Yeah. You, but better. No, this is
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
but
yeah.
like,
This is like you like me? Cool. You don't like
here
it?
I am.
Yeah.
That's fun. So that fragrance just was debuted.
launched, yeah.
Debuted.
I'm really.
Yes.
It's a debut. Thank you. So I'm excited.
Oh, that's a good one. That's funny you say that too, because I 100% agree with you that sheeps are poised for a comeback.
Yeah.
But then I saw this headline just last week in Wall Street Journal, and I was like, say what now? The headline was, it's a quote, heavy perfume is so obvious. Why the new status fragrance is watered down. And I was like, okay. Like I know there's
That's an
always
interesting
been,
headline, though.
It is. So I clicked on it because I was expecting it to be about skin musks, clean scents, Glossier U expanding, all of these, like that kind of scent. I think this was the case. Bazet wrote it, who we both know, great beauty writer. I think someone who didn't quite understand beauty wrote the headline because her story is about water-based fragrances, which we've been talking about a lot.
Oh, okay.
And Garrett and I did a deep dive on this because of the new Eau Sauvage from Dior. And we were just talking about how we're seeing more water-based fragrances. Bella Hadid did a line like that. I believe
I get it.
Teak has one. J'adore has a water-based line. But they're not watered down.
Watered down feels very negative.
Or just like they're lighter, like a body mist. Some of them might be body mist, but if it's a water-based fragrance and it's still an eau de toilette or eau de parfum, that doesn't mean it's watery smelling, with dewy kind of notes like that, like freesia and aquatic notes, no. And it doesn't mean it's half as powerful because it's quote-unquote watered down. It's more about how the fragrance oil is carried within the carrier that is spraying on your skin. Or like they in the articles also mentioned how Byredo has a alcohol-free version of Mojave Ghost. Those aren't watered down. So I just wanted to talk about that because I feel like, it's a new concept, the alcohol-free water-based fragrances, and it might confuse some people. Not Bazet, because if you read the article, you'll get it.
Also don't understand really like, maybe I'm just not the market. I don't understand like this desire for alcohol-free fragrances.
Yeah, I guess some people have sensitive skin and the alcohol can be irritating or drying. I think it might be one of those things where it's more the idea of it feels cleaner and healthier and fresher and more wellness-based than it actually is that different from an alcohol-based. But Francis Kirkdejean was explaining to Garrett, and he shared with us that when you reformulate for alcohol-free, they have to adjust the fragrance because they smell slightly differently, often in a good way. He's like, it'll bring out different facets of the fragrance than the alcohol base would.
Okay.
So it can give it like a little twist. And obviously these are things we haven't smelled before because there haven't been a lot of water-based fragrances.
Okay. All right. I'm curious to try.
Combining both, if you could do a sheep in a water-based carrier, what would that smell like?
I feel like they worked really hard on this one.
No, not Hermès, but what if you go back to Hermès? It's all about water-based right now. Could you get rid of the alcohol? No, but it's just funny to me that like as new technology comes into the beauty space, it always takes a minute to like, wait, what's going on here? So if I smell you next time I see you, are you going to be?
Oh my God, I've got it. I've got to have it. I've got to have it.
Burn ya?
Yeah, I want a houndstooth blazer, and I want
a houndstooth blazer for
Let's
fall.
both wear houndstooth blazers.
I was like, is that too preppy for me? But then I was like, I could put it with like a jogger pant and like
that'd be cool on you.
Yeah.
Like a loafer.
Sure.
Chunky loafer.
Oh, a lug sole loafer.
Yeah, lug sole loafer.
Little jogger sweat panty thing, low
And then a
slung.
big houndstooth blazer.
And then a bit, yes.
I think that would look good on you. That would look really good.
Okay. All right.
I like
and
it.
And yours will be a little bit crisper and a little bit more tailored, I feel like.
And
a little,
like,
Lady Di in her houndstooth blazer, the double-breasted with the check that was like so famous.
Yeah. And like maybe like a little trouser. I don't know what shoe though.
Trouser.
A little trouser.
Spoken like a woman that worked at Lucky Magazine. A trouser.
Oh my God.
Only fashion people talk about pants in the singular, right?
Yeah. I don't know what shoe. I don't know what shoe. Hold on. I still don't know.
A shoe. What is that about fashion people? Like they never pluralize anything that comes in plurals in the regular English language.
I don't know.
Have you ever noticed
sickness? It's a true sickness.
It's a price point on a blazer, on a pant with a nice shoe. Yes.
Can we get this in a different colorway?
And a colorway. Yeah, there's this whole language. They'll like just speak like we speak. What color is it? How much does it cost? Pants come in plurals. Anyway. Oh my gosh. Ellie's still here. We got to go talk to Ellie. Okay. We're going to take a quick break and Ellie's coming in. She's got, we're going to talk about deodorant. Let's do it. Okay, so we're doing a special segment with Ellie. As you know, Ellie's our intern. And we've been talking all summer. She works on every episode with us. She's been doing research, digging into the beauty industry. And I was like, well, what interests you? I mean, there's like so many avenues to go. And Ellie slacks me, deodorant. I was like, okay,
why
say more.
Out of everything. I mean, so I think it really started because I think it was around 4 years ago, but when there was that kind of mass aluminum antiperspirant scare. Mm-hmm. And my mom totally bought into it. And, since then I've done some research. I'll link an NIH study that, kind of debunks those myths about aluminum and breast cancer and Alzheimer's. But
those rumors more than 4 years ago. They've been around for years and
yeah, you're right.
Years.
You're right. I think decades. Yeah. But as soon as she caught on, I mean, it was like all the deodorants in every drawer in the house were all magically natural. And I couldn't get into it. Like I didn't like any of the formulas. I mean, and of course they were all like Secret or like Arm & Hammer. And I was like, I'm sorry, Mom, but I'm not making the switch. But then I'd say throughout the last, I don't know, maybe year, 2 years, I've been seeing a lot more like luxury natural deodorants, if you will, coming from maybe higher end skincare brands.
And natural meaning aluminum-free.
Yes,
kind
natural meaning aluminum-free, non-antiperspirant, because that's where the aluminum comes in. And I was just curious. I mean, maybe this is the LA and me talking, but I was like, why not switch to cleaner products? Maybe this relates to the water-based question that we were just talking about with the perfumes. But yeah, I think even though I'm not necessarily worried about aluminum, I thought that I might as well try something a little bit cleaner.
That's really open-minded of you.
Thank Thank you. I
like
tried.
I thought you were going to say that you're totally like, you read the studies and you were like, I'm going totally clean. I was freaked out, but I love that your mom kind of was like making the switch and you're like, I'll go with it. I'll go with it for a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I needed to try the better ones. Yeah.
So just for people who don't want to use aluminum in their deodorant, it's not always for health reasons. It's like they can turn your white shirts kind of yellow. They are clogging up your pores so that you aren't able to sweat as naturally.
They're harder to wash off too.
Exactly, because they do stay on. So you decided to try some of these like luxury, and I went through with you. We were looking at the market, and like she's absolutely right. There were so many.
So many. I mean, they kept popping up. Like we'd get a press release. Yeah.
The Dixon family became our natural deodorant testers, right?
I mean, when I tell you the whole family was involved, I would come in to my room and I like had a little bag of the the deodorant samples, and every day a new one would be missing. Whether it was from the bag, from my bathroom, everyone bought in. And everyone has been, well, that's the other thing is we're in North Carolina. And so it's the perfect condition to try it out because it has been a hot, humid summer.
It's been horrible.
We want to hear about some of your favorites, but in general, like how many did you end up testing? You or your family, whoever.
So I ended up testing, I believe 7 brands, but then multiple scents and formulas per brand. So like, for example, Native, there's spray, stick, and cream. So there's a lot at the end of the day.
Okay, so after this deep dive, tell us about what are the best aluminum-free deodorants, according to Ellie and the Dixon family.
So we actually had like a clear winner. The Necessaire deodorant gel absolutely blew us away. This one I cannot keep my hands on. It has been stolen from me on multiple occasions. We particularly love the eucalyptus scent. It literally just feels like a spa in a bottle. It has the most like lovely consistency. It's very cooling on the skin because of the eucalyptus. And then it also has amazing skincare products. It has AHAs, which Jen, you're more of the science gal. I'm sure you could speak to that. But then also niacinamide. And and they also have scent-free for any
Wait, tell us about gel. Is it like, do you apply it with your fingers? Is it in like a regular stick? What's gel mean?
So it's in a roller ball, which I love. And it definitely is like a more watery consistency, but you feel it on, but not in like an uncomfortable way. More the way that you want to feel because you're like, okay, I know that the deodorant's on. You know that terrible feeling when you like panic for a second and you're like, do I have deodorant on? This you definitely know. Yeah, so it's the rollerball format. I love the formula. I seriously have no complaints. It's a pretty good price point too. I think it's $18 for like 1.7.
Do you sweat less? Like obviously it worked because no one's smelling. Like the body odor is not smelling. But do you find that even though it's not aluminum based, that you sweat a little bit less or it absorbs it?
Yes, I do think so. Like I never was sweating through any like clothing. I also do hot yoga religiously and I was never dripping.
Okay, it stands up to the hot yoga test.
So it stands up.
What other ones were you into?
So the other one that we really, really loved was the Act London, the deodorant balm, which this is a totally different formula.
Okay, is this the balm, like, is this the kind you have to like spread on?
Yes. So that...
How do these work? Because I remember like being at Cosmo a billion years ago and this is when all these things kind of came out and like higher end ones. And a lot of them were like balms and spreaders. And I was just like, I'm out of here.
Yeah, this one definitely has a lot of bells and whistles. So if that's not as much your vibe, like there's like an applicator, there's an assistant, because it's in like a tube and you actually squirt it out and then apply it, I think either with your fingers or with an applicator. And I think this one's great for people who like powder deodorant because it has that same, it actually says on the website, it transforms from a skin nourishing balm into a dry invisible powder. So I think that's kind of for the two sides of deodorant users, powder versus gel. This one's more for them.
Okay, no, I think I'd actually like this one better because I like a powdery finish.
Can I do a side note on something I love about this brand? It's spelled AKT. Their travel size deodorants, they come in an aluminum tube. This packaging is so sustainable. They were able to make an aluminum tube with no plastic. It has like an aluminum snap-off top, and then you put it back in like almost like a champagne cork to close the tube. So the whole thing is recyclable. So other brands take notice. If you still are using a plastic cap, but you want to go even more sustainable, their packaging is dope.
Yes, it is dope. And yeah, it's beautiful too. My favorite one.
Our intern just said to me, yes, Jen, it is dope.
Yes, it is dope.
Kids don't say dope, do they? What would someone in Gen Z say?
What would a Gen Z? Oh my God, I don't even want to know what a Gen Z would say. I feel like it'd be something scary.
You don't need to speak for your demographic. That's fine.
But yeah, I think the packaging is beautiful. I love that it's plastic free. I think some complaints from the Dixon family is that if you're not into the like finger application, then that's kind of a drawback. But again, plastic free is so awesome for the environment. My favorite was the SC05. It's the purple packaging, and it's just like the most lovely scent. It's amber, violet, and tonka.
Their scents are quite high-end, I would say. SC05 is called Columbia Road. So that's the amber and tonka bean one. I actually had used these this summer too, and I liked the onsen, like the Japanese baths onsen scent myself.
So lovely. Yeah, I really like these. These were a fan favorite too.
I second your recommendation. Any others you liked?
Yeah, so I think the one that I've been kind of thinking about is the most versatile. If you're into a multi-use product, the Native whole body deodorant stick is awesome. And I think, Jen, we were talking about this, but whole body deodorant is also really kind of this new fad. Right before I got on to record, I was watching TV and there was a commercial, like a secret commercial being like, oh, whole body deodorant. And yeah, so with the humid southern weather, another thing is that sometimes you can get some thigh chafing involved. And this stick is great at keeping areas dry, which is great, especially if you don't want to deal with that uncomfortable stuff. And my brother
did you use it before hot yoga? I feel like that would be good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I used it before hot yoga, before walking, even like pickleball. And the littlest brother used it before all of his football practices. He actually used it so much, we're out of the stick. So,
oh my God, fat mascara is being tested on the football field?
It is. I know. Can you believe you've reached that demographic? Yeah, and
I love that.
Stamp of approval.
Which scent did he use?
The coconut and vanilla is our favorite by far, which I was kind of surprised that he liked that one.
Wait, is this Henry?
This is Henry, yeah. Who Jen knows Henry very well. Yes, they're on a texting basis.
What is going on over there?
He's helped out for the cut a few times.
I've been doing a lot of teen reporting this summer.
I know, I see.
He's a good source.
Henry Dixon is the number one source. Yeah, so he loves the coconut and vanilla, which I'm like, more power to you. He's a big fragrance guy too, so that means a lot coming from him. Cologne boy, if you will.
Oh. Okay, so native whole body in the stick format.
Whole body in the stick. Yes, it's awesome. And it's super great price point and very accessible, like Target, drugstore, all of the above.
So if someone, do you think if someone tried aluminum-free deodorant a couple years ago and they were like, what are we talking about? No, I need the hard stuff, the strong stuff.
Yeah.
They should retry? Like, you're saying
100%.
these three all right, and you know what? Fat mascara stamp of approval. There you go.
Fat mascara stamp of approval. I was a critic. I would even go as far to say that I was a hater, maybe. And now I absolutely love any of not any of them. But.
More importantly, has your mom made this switch? Because she's the one that started this whole thing.
Yes, so she actually has one of the Act London ones right now, and it says that she's going to order another of the Necessaire eucalyptus one.
Okay.
Yeah, so she's all over it. She's loved it.
Is your mom like a health nut?
Like in some ways, like she drinks like clean wine and does like essential oil, like wool balls in the dryer. So I think this is very
I had
her
those
speed.
for a minute. Yeah.
I was thinking about getting them. Should I not, Jess?
Wait, they're great. They're great.
Instead of fabric softener, the natural like oils from the wool is the softener?
So it's like this wool ball and you like put like essential oils in them. And it makes your clothes smell really good. I mean, I don't know if I'd be doing that on a daily basis, but it works.
I didn't like hearing them knock around. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That is a New York issue because if you have in-house laundry in New York, it's probably right next to your television.
Yes, it's like bum, 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 bum.
Yeah.
It sounded
Ellie's
like
mom lives in
sneakers.
North Carolina. There's probably a laundry
Exactly.
room next to the garage
Yes.
where like they can bang around.
We can shut this door, call it a day. Yeah.
All right, so we like these aluminum-free deodorants. We are not supporting wool dryer balls.
We're
just
not
yet.
supporting wool dryer balls. Maybe 2 years from now. Yeah, but we love the aluminum free.
Thank you for doing such a deep dive on your testing. I thought she would like order like one or two and then like we'd talk in a week later. Like this was like a month-long process.
I mean, it was a full family affair. It was so fun.
Well, thank you. We appreciate
Thank
you. Okay,
you.
we're going to take a little break and then Ellie's going to stick around. We'll do Raise a Wand together. Okay, it's time to raise a wand. If everybody remembers, there's been ongoing homework because Jess's shower, like she's fighting for, I believe the quote was, I'm fighting for my life in there. She needs a shower caddy, right? So a lot of listeners called in, texted in. She has purchased one. So let me just call out Claire from Oakland. She texted us about the Mean Good shower caddy. I'm not going to read the entire name. It's on Amazon. And you know how those Amazon product names are. It's like the most SEO, like activated, like everything you could. Anyway, it's Mean Good shower caddy in matte black. This is what she texted us. Hi, Jenn and Jess. This is Claire from Oakland. I have a shower caddy wreck. I struggled with finding a caddy that doesn't rust or mold. Bamboo looks great, but gets slimy and held a lot of, and she also wants it to hold a lot of products securely. This caddy fit the bill and didn't break the bank, AKA more money for shampoo. Crazy emoji face. You know, like the funny crooked one?
Yeah. I love that one. Yeah.
One more bit. The shelves are sturdy mesh style metal. This is critical versus the slatted shelves, because with slatted shelves, my bottles were tipping over frequently. Important to look for. That's from Claire. Side note, Claire's absolutely right. My bamboo is a little slimy. I just try not to touch it.
That's why I don't like bamboo in the shower. It gets really slimy. And then, am I wrong? But doesn't it kind of like when it gets older, it kind of splinters?
If it's wet enough, it can start to separate. But I've had mine for like 4 years. It's still fine.
Okay,
But anyway, it's not right for you. This, I looked at it and I was like, that's right up Jess's alley.
I bought it. It'll be here in a couple of days. So I'll let you know how it goes. I mean, I'm not going to put it in the shower if I put it together and it looks like it's not going to work out.
Oh, but it will. Don't you trust Claire from Oakland?
I do trust Claire, but it's got to fit my shower head. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure it's going to be great. I love that it was under $20. Thank you, Claire. I feel good about it. And I also saw it had a little spot for like the shaving bits and all that.
Now I feel like I need it. I might have to order it. I might need to join in on this. I love it.
I want to get organized. That's always my mantra. I want to get organized. And it's the start of the new season. I always feel really reinvigorated September and January. Those are the times, guys, we have 2 times in the year. There are only 2 times to really change your life, like in earnest, every year. January and then September. September, it is the big change, right?
The organization season.
It just feels like it's like the back to school, even if you're not in school anymore. It's like there's a rhythm in the body. We're going into fall. I know that not everyone has a fall, but it's like there's a seasonal shift from September to August to September. And it's like, let's get it right this time.
To that note, I didn't have homework, but I just thought of some homework. But of course, you know, the lines are always open, 646-481-8182. Call us with a raise one, which is normally like a product you want to recommend, or call us with a question or a topic you think we should cover. Or sometimes we want things. I feel like I'm in another life I was a Virgo because I love organization, as you know. And so not just our showers, like what else are you guys organizing with? Like tell me your little acrylic thingies that have changed your life. Tell me the spoon drawer separator thing. Tell me, okay, then you know the junk drawer, the packet drawer, wherever you're from, it has a different name, the key drawer. Ellie, what do you call the drawer with all the stuff?
Junk drawer.
Junk drawer.
Has to be
okay.
the junk drawer, yeah.
What are we putting in the drawer to keep us organized? I don't care. Container store, Amazon.
Those are fun things.
Home Edit, wherever you're shopping, call us and tell us how to organize. It could be for beauty products or just for anything that's like made life easier.
can I tell you, this is, I know like I've got to do a raise of wands, but this is like a fun conversation.
Is this like a podcast? Is it almost like we're having a podcast?
So, Jen, I'm going to send you, and we could decide whether or not we want to, if this is worthy to put in the show notes. But I did in June, I'm saying, there's only 2 times to organize your life. In June, I got psychotic about the kitchen here. And I went on like Wirecutter and I bought what they recommended as like the world's best kitchen for the silverware, cutlery.
Right.
So I bought that. But then I also bought for the junk drawer, the little plastic acrylic things for all the little thingamabobs. And now I have a system for like tape and for wires, all of that. I can send you a picture. It doesn't look like the Home Edit.
Oh,
okay.
Girl, not only is mine like that, there are label maker labels on each of those things
so
telling you
don't
this
need
is
anyone's help. You're fine.
No, I'm saying I could always upgrade. Are you kidding me? Like, we could do even better.
Okay, okay.
Maybe I didn't know this also could be organized this other thing.
We should have we should like devote 10 minutes at the end of every podcast for like miscellaneous items. Whatever we want to talk about that is not beauty related. But like this, it could be organization. Oh, but one of the moms in like my mom world, my mom chat, she said, I love this. She uses the iPhone case, like the box that the iPhone comes in. She has like tons of them, and she uses those for the organizers in the junk drawer because they're the perfect size.
I have so many follow-up questions. First of all, yes, they are very firm boxes and they're white.
So they're perfect.
My questions are, how many iPhones?
That was my question.
Think about, do you ever throw them out?
It's so funny that you just said that. I just watched a video about like millennials, Gen Z, how we can't throw away any Apple boxes. Like iPads, computer, iPhone, they're saying no matter what.
Yeah.
No.
Do you
Out
throw
the door.
You throw them away?
Absolutely. We don't have room for that. I live in 800 square feet. This is how I stay organized. We don't keep things that, cables, everything comes with another micro SD. That goes right to the Park Slope do not buy group. Are you kidding me? How many cables does a person need? How many plug-in things?
We have a box of cables that like, I swear, it's like
the cable drawer is worse than the junk drawer.
The cable drawer is
I agree.
A 2007 like USB.
Oh, I'm ruthless. Eric knows, like, if he can't find something, he's like, did you throw it out? Because like I will, if I haven't seen anybody in this household use it in the last like year, it's gone. Then you didn't
Out
need
the door.
I am ruthless. Anyway.
But what about, where are your mementos?
There's one big Rubbermaid
Under the
that is
bed.
like it's in the storage closet, and it literally just says memory. And like if there's a memento, it goes in there. But it's almost full, and I think I need to stop having memories because it's like it's filled up, and
No more.
I don't know.
No, just quick aside, we had a professional organizer come once, and she goes, "You have like 7 memory boxes," and I was like, "That's just here." I was like, "My parents' house, there's like at least 15 more." She's like, "I'm allowing you 1 box," and I was like,
I love her.
"No," I was like, "We can move to this other room now. We can move to this other room."
You're like,
now.
"Oh, I'm not taking advice about that. Actually, thank you." Though.
I was like, we can start on like shoe drawer.
Girl, if I come over and there is a cable cord in one of those memory boxes,
No,
or
it's all like letters and photos and good stuff, happy things. No.
I bet you I can find something in there that is actually not a memory.
No.
you.
I promise you, it's all ephemera. It's all ephemera. You know what's not ephemera?
Your raise a wand?
Yeah.
All right, good segue.
That was
So
a great
call us
segue.
with your organizational stuff. What are you raising a wand to, Jess?
Lip balm. This is a replenishable product. This is
Okay.
not here to stay. This is a utilitarian product. One and done, babe. Okay? But when I don't have a good lip balm, I'll tell you, it goes in the garbage because you know when it's good and you know when it's not good. I found one that works that I love. The one thing is with this one, the little cap, you gotta unscrew it and put it back on. I guess they're all like that.
What? If you're using a tube lip balm, they all have caps.
Aren't there some that don't have to? I feel like there's some that
There are a very few that work like a pen where you slide up the slider on the side and a little flip cap opens.
I guess
and
this,
it comes
the
out like a
top
chapstick.
is just skinny. So I'm always like very careful with the little skinny
Oh,
top.
all right. So what's the product?
Okay. It's the Blue Lagoon Iceland Lip Balm. So this is a luxury lip balm. It's not a stick. I think that's what I mean. It's like it's not a stick.
Wow. It's an ointment kind of.
It's like an
lip
ointment.
balm. It's more like an aquaphor,
Yeah,
but not stick.
But
Okay.
it gives you the look of a gloss. So when lip balms look glossy, I usually feel like they don't moisturize. This gives you a sexy gloss look,
But also,
but treats like an ointment. Do you see this?
just don't lose the cap.
Don't lose the cap. Do you see?
Blue Lagoon lip balm.
I love it.
Got it. Thank you. And Ellie, you're here.
Yes.
What are you raising a wand to?
I am raising a wand to a fragrance. It is the Vanilla Woods 7 Virtues.
Oh.
Jenn actually was kind enough to send this to me. I slacked her a couple weeks ago and was like, in the market for a new scent. I was looking for a warm, cozy vanilla gourmand, and this is exactly it. It's actually funny. There's like some words on the back, and it says, best for alleviating stress and soothing the overworked. So that's lovely too. Some added benefits.
Ellie, are we overworking you? Is this like, are you trying to be like, is that like
No, I think this is for those who are overworked. I don't need that.
She's giving service to our listeners. It wasn't passive aggressive. Ellie's not
No.
passive aggressive.
No.
Right.
Oh my
I was like, because that was
gosh.
pretty clunky.
No.
No, never. And yeah, it's just delicious. I've been wearing it. I mean, I get out of the shower and I want to douse myself in it, which is probably a good sign that I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so thank you, Jenn.
You're welcome. Yummy. I should say, by the way, because we're doing some interviews now, Ellie's with us till the end of September, but we are looking for a new intern at Fat Mascara. You can tell she doesn't hate us. I can't speak to how much work. No, it's not
Best internship ever.
I was like,
She
the fact
doesn't
that she
hate
came on
us.
with us, don't you want this job? You absolutely want this job.
You too could get a free bottle of fragrance.
You get learning that lasts a lifetime.
Yes.
Your whole family gets deodorant, and you get
I
perfume.
mean, what more could you want? That sounds like the ideal gig, if you ask me.
Well, our internships are usually, they're very part-time. So they're only like 4 to 6 hours of work
my
a
God.
week. You're going to learn a lot about the beauty industry. If you are early in your career or a student, you can apply. Or if you know someone who is, send them to fatmascara.com/internship. Intern. I'll put it in the show notes anyway. So we're interviewing for the next week or so. And if you know someone who might want to come learn from us, please apply. So that's that. Here, my raise a wand, guys, before we go. What if it's almost like a sit-in protest. Every raise a wand until Jennifer Aniston comes on the podcast, I'm just going to raise a wand to a Lola V product.
Love it.
I don't know if this is going to work for bookings.
Sitting.
Can you imagine if, like, on the Tonight Show, they wanted to book Jennifer Aniston, so they just like kept talking about Lola V every time until she came on the show. So I'm going to raise a wand to the Lola V Exfoliate and Detox Scalp Shampoo.
You did it yourself at home without the help of like
I
three
did,
professionals.
and it was still great. But I'm also like, you know what? Jenn, if you're listening, if Jess's phone message didn't convince you to come on the show,
That unhinged rant.
it wasn't a rant. It was a come on our show. I think this is a fun project for us, like for the rest of the fall. I know she's shooting right now probably, but like after that, Jenn, come on the show.
You know she's
on the show.
shooting.
From one Jenn to another. I raise a wand to you and your shampoo. Come on the show. Everybody else, get your beauty sleep. Ellie, thank you so
Thank
much
you,
for
Ellie.
joining us for this episode.
That was so much fun.
We hope you enjoyed the show.
It's your reviews and feedback that help us make the podcast even better. Head over to iTunes to rate and review us or email your thoughts to info@fatmascara.com.
We also want to answer your beauty questions and hear what products you love. To share a Raise a Wand product review or to ask a beauty question, email us at info@fatmascara.
If you send it as a voice memo file, we can even share your voice on the podcast. You can also do that by leaving us a voice message. Our phone number in the United States is 646-481-8182.
Thanks so much for listening.